What's happening, Steeler Nation? Welcome back, man, to another episode, whatever you want to call it, of the Before Play. Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns, Monday Night Football. And I try to get these out, man, as soon as I can. You guys know I'm a little suspect with the Before Play, right? The pregame show. I can't always commit to it because of my schedule that doesn't always permit. But you guys can typically count on is Terrible Towel Tuesday. You guys know that's coming. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and most of the time a post-game show. And the reason why I say most, because situations like tonight, it being Monday night, and Terrible Towel is tomorrow night, I may not do a post-game show. Outside of that as well, you guys know I commute to work on Tuesday and Wednesday morning, so it's a little tougher for me. Even tonight, I got to watch the game and to get myself to sleep. So if there is a post-game show, I mean, it's going to be extremely brief. Like I might do like a short or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But let's just anticipate it possibly not being a post-game tonight because I'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday for Terrible Towel Tuesday. But I'm just going to give you some quick, brief keys to victory here, or basically what the Steelers would need to do. The first thing we're going to do, of course, man, let's take a look at the injury report as we know it today. Typically, these are the guys that we can consider to be out. You know, as you can see, game status, Diontae Johnson is out. That's huge. Anthony McFarland is out. That is huge because Anthony McFarland has done an excellent job so far, showing promise in the kick return game. Now, also, let's just take a look at some of the guys on Saturday. You had George Pickens limited, Diontae and Anthony McFarland, we already know. Siamalu, Chooks, James Daniel, Pat Fryermuth, and Larry Ogunjobi were all on the watch, but it looks like they will play. So the only guys that we know as of right now that won't be playing is Diontae Johnson and Anthony McFarland. And if we flip over here to the Cleveland Browns side of things, Amari Cooper is limited, man, and they're not sure whether or not he's going to play or not. And sorry for that background noise there. My other computer making noise. But yeah, that is an interesting one. So let's keep an eye on that. That could be huge for the Pittsburgh Steelers if Amari Cooper is not in the game. Looks like their D tackle also did not practice, as well as Juan Thornhill. We know who that is, safety. He's limited as well, so that could compromise them a little bit. But everyone else, man, as you can see, you know, most of these guys that were on their Saturday practice, they did practice. Some of these guys may have been dealing with some potential injuries, but it looks like the only guys to watch are these three right here. All right, so outside of that, man, we'll get back into kind of just giving you my thoughts as far as what the Steelers will need to do. Listen, man, plain and simple, they're going to have to possess the football. I mean, simple and plain. And primarily, I feel like the Steelers will need to run the football. And I think the Cleveland Browns know that the Steelers are going to try to run the football. Again, we cannot forget Diontae Johnson, primary target, is out of this game. So I'm curious to see how the Steelers approach it. I'm curious to see if they're going to move George Pickens over to the X and perhaps have Calvin Austin as a Z or someone else. Or are they going to leave Calvin Austin or, you know, kind of having him fill in for Diontae? And I will say this isn't something that I paid attention to when I watched the film, whether or not where Calvin Austin was lined up when Diontae went down. But remember, Diontae Johnson is our X receiver. George Pickens is a natural X, has not played the X really for the Steelers because of Diontae. So I'm curious to see how that approach will be. And maybe we'll learn that throughout the course of the game. But again, without Diontae Johnson, it's going to be easier to pay more attention to George Pickens. The Cleveland Browns are fully aware of George Pickens. Remember that miraculous catch he made on them last year in Cleveland. So they know who he is. So then you're looking at that from that standpoint, who else is going to step up? You know, is a guy like Fryermuth going to be more of a component in this game when you take a guy like Diontae Johnson off the field? But getting back to the point, the Browns know that the Steelers are going to want to run the football, and we need to run the football because of everything I just outlined. Also, the Cleveland Browns has a solid defense. It's, particularly in that secondary. They did a very good job in week 1 against Joe Burrow and company. We don't want Kenny Pickett out there throwing the ball 40 plus times. It's not going to be good. But the Steelers are going to have to possess the football. Outside of that, man, of course, we want to stop the run offensively. We got to try to make Cleveland more of a, one-dimensional team, because Deshaun Watson doesn't quite look like Deshaun Watson of prior years. He doesn't quite look like himself. It's not like he had an excellent game last week either, but we cannot let Nick Chubb get going. And again, a lot of the keys to victory, you could kind of say that almost every week because of the way the NFL is built. A lot of teams are built a particular way, so a lot of times your game plan can be the same. But when you're talking about a guy like Nick Chubb, it's obvious that we need to stop the run. We need to stop the run to put them more in passing situations, to try to reduce play action opportunities and things like that. Because we know Cleveland can do that. Cleveland will do play action. They will, put Deshaun Watson in the boot, like rollouts and things like that. So again, things to look forward to as well. I think Dawand Jones, rookie tackle, will have to face either TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith. I can't remember which position he's replacing. I think maybe the right tackle. But either way, he's going to see those guys. And I don't know if they're going to flip-flop TJ from time to time. But that should be an interesting matchup to take advantage of. I think TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith would be able to get the edge on him. Again, he's a rookie. The same way we look at Broderick Jones, it's the same way you might have to look at Dawand. So I think it's Jones. Is it Jones? Dawand Jones? Is it Dawand Johnson? I can't remember, but y'all know who I'm talking about, man. Offensive tackle. But yeah, I think if the Steelers can get them in more passing situations, especially if Amari Cooper is not on the field, I like our chances more as pass rushers, right? Versus us trying to stop the run. But we're really going to have to bottle that run up to make them one-dimensional and make them beat us in the air. And I would like to see us play more tight coverage, just not that soft zone. Don't allow an NFL quarterback to just be comfortable in your zone that you're running and pick it apart. So again, keys to victory in this one is the run game for the Steelers, as well as the Steelers defending it. So that's going to be the key. If they can run the football, and I need Najee Harris to do a little something going into this game because I'm a few points behind my opponent in fantasy, and I happen to have Najee as a running back, so I need him to do something. But anyway, if the Steelers can possess the football, running the football to set up the pass, they have a chance. But again, just based off of last week's performance, I don't feel good about this game. I'm just being honest. I don't. There's nothing that tells me or gives me confidence that they're going to get the job done. I understand San Francisco is San Francisco, but I'm just saying, divisional opponent, Monday night, are the lights going to be too bright? And there's that elephant in the room, Matt Canada. I just don't know. I just don't know. We'll see. But again, if the Steelers are going to be victorious, if they're going to even the odds and finish the night 1-1, it will be because they were able to run the football, possess the football with sustainable drives, and they were able to limit the Browns' run game. Don't think you're going to completely stop it, but they were able to limit the run game and force the Browns to be a little more one-dimensional and, not allow them to have sustained drives and, win the possession game. And we definitely gotta win the battle in the trenches, man. I want to see a team come out pissed off. I want to see a team come out and try to set their standard or their dominance early after getting pushed around and punched in the mouth last week by the Niners. So I want to see an energized team, a team who's ready to execute, and let's get this job done. All right, so hopefully they get it done, and if they don't, then, 0-2 it is. But all right, man, outside of that, guys, if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.